Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our weekly dose of travel content, Postcards and Beyond. Postcards and Beyond began as a reservoir of memories, memories of great destinations, holidays in the past, and looking eagerly onto the future. We are back with a brand new season of Postcards and Beyond, and this time, it's time to travel. Today, it's my pleasure to welcome our new guest for this week, Miss Bronwen Stephen Harding. Hi, Bronwen. Welcome to Postcards and Beyond. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on this lovely show. It's a really nice experience. So yes, my name's Bronwen Stephen Harding. I'm the director of Rogue Opera. So I'm an opera singer. I'm also a business owner and a stage director. And I set up Rogue Opera in 2018 with the idea of bringing opera to new spaces and new audiences. So we bring compact productions, usually 6 to 8 singers, a pianist, maybe a couple of instrumentalists, and we can literally transform any space into a setting for a full opera or perhaps an opera gala. We also do lovely workshops with people, encouraging people to find their voice and to experience what it is perhaps to be a singer, where you use your voice and your body and your expression to communicate, which of course we all do. And then of course, you know, the pandemic hit, and that sort of meant we had to rethink things quite quickly. And so we did a whole lot of live streaming and learned a whole lot of sort of new skills doing some digital content. So I set up a membership platform and an access platform to encourage people to explore opera, where we do a sort of a weekly show, giving people little tidbits of arias and ensembles, and with myself, my music director, giving people lots of insight into the background, the characters, the composers, the stories. So yeah, anything opera I could talk about forever, but I think we have a little bit of a time limit, so I'll leave it there.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I've only been to opera once and would definitely love to come and see yours. Yeah, definitely one of the things I would like to do. So Bronwen, that was really good. So I'm going to get straight to it. What are your top 3 holiday destinations so far, and what is your main memory from them?
Oh, fantastic. I love these kind of questions. So I think my top holiday destination is not only a beautiful place, but it was linked to a very special time in my life, which was my honeymoon. So this is a little island off the coast of Australia. I'm from Australia, if anyone can spot the accent, called Lord Howe Island. So it's a beautiful island. They limit the number of tourists each year. So when you're there, you're sort of, there's no cars other than the residents. So it's a very natural place to be. It's absolutely stunning scenery. You can go snorkeling, you can climb up a big mountain, and the food is absolutely delicious. I think my favourite memory from that time was climbing up the biggest mountain on there. It was actually quite a cold day for summer, which was unusual, and we sort of went up through a beautiful mist rainforest and then came out at the top and had the view out over the whole island and out over the sea. So that's number 1. Number 2, I think, would be Verona in Italy. There's an opera connection there. So my husband, before we were married, I think our first birthday together, he surprised me for my birthday and took me to Verona to see the opera there. And they have a fantastic opera arena, sort of amphitheatre. So you're outdoors under the stars. There's incredible productions going on. And then the Italians, of course, are so passionate about everything, not only opera. So I think my favourite memories from that are, of course, the opera, but actually after the opera, sitting in the square, eating a very late dinner, and then the star of the show we'd just seen came out, the star singer, soprano, and she had a clapper, so she had this Italian man walking in front of her going, "La diva, la diva," and everybody in the whole square sort of stood up and applauded, so that was fantastic. And then my third favourite place, I think, oh gosh, it's so hard to pick a third, I think that would have to be Vienna, so another opera connection, and again, that's just steeped with so much history, and I went to Vienna in summertime. So it was very, very hot, and then you go inside all these incredibly beautiful palaces and old buildings, and you're sort of transported back to the 18th century.
Yeah, I've been to Vienna. I haven't been to Verona. I've not been to Australia, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like amazing. Would you mind repeating the island from Australia? Because I didn't get that.
It's called Lord Howe Island, Howe.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's sort of, you fly out from Sydney, and it's off the coast. It's about a 2-hour flight on a small plane from Sydney, but it's sort of a little bit further up. So it's, I guess if you're looking at a map, it's kind of off the middle of the east coast of Australia.
Brilliant. I need to write this down because this is something I'd love to put in
I
my
highly recommend it. Yeah.
Definitely. That's an amazing list. So what are the main things you look for when you're planning a holiday?
I think it's well, it's a combination. I love going back to places, but of course, there's already so many new places to see. So I guess it's finding something new. I do love outdoor adventures, so going to a place where there's a lot of sunshine and beaches or forests or hikes, that kind of thing to do. But then also, I also love food, so I'm always interested in going to places where I can try new cuisines.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm a foodie too. I that's one thing I see, what the cuisine is like and what I can experience. That's really good. And according to you, which areas of travel planning prove to be either the most time consuming or inconvenient, even in the age of the internet?
It's probably choosing the hotel or the place you're going to stay because it is important. And obviously it's a base that you're using. Perhaps if you're exploring, I think for a city break, maybe that's not so important because you're going to be out all the time. But for example, somewhere like Lord Howe Island or somewhere where you're going for more of an eco holiday, then I always spend a lot of time doing research to try and find a place that's nice and comfortable and has a good standard, but also has some eco credentials and has good reviews. So yeah, that's probably the most time consuming because I read lots and lots of reviews and look at different websites.
Talking about reviews, I used to do that. When I used to do hotel bookings, I'd look at reviews, and some reviews would actually deter me from booking a hotel, which might actually be a really good hotel. So do you find that if one person's review to the next person is totally different, and how
Mm.
would you then pick on that? Like, it might say the hotel room was very dated or the shower was this or that, but then again, someone else might say it was an amazing hotel, it was beautiful, I'd go back over and over again. So
Yeah.
out of the two reviews, what review would you like pick? Or would you say, okay, fine, I can let go of the negative review and still go ahead and book it and see it? Or would you say, yeah, the good review sounds all hunky-dory, but the negative review is probably what it is?
Yeah, I think I'd always try and look at the date, so the most recent reviews. And if a negative review was quite some time ago, then you think, well, hopefully and then there were more positive reviews afterwards, then you think, okay, maybe there was an issue in the venue, the hotel's now fixed that. I always like it when you can see if the hotel or the venue has responded to the review. And I think I'm a bit of an optimist. So, I know there are some people who are just never happy about anything and they love to complain. So I'm probably more likely to dismiss the one-off bad review because I think, well, it was a bad experience for that person or they're the kind of person who's never happy. But if there's more than one or two or three reviews saying similar things, then I think actually that's probably indicative of
That's your problem. Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. So if there was one thing you'd like the travel industry or the hotel industry to take into account from a consumer's perspective, what would it be and why?
Well, I've just during lockdown, acquired lockdown puppies. So now when I travel in the UK, I'm always looking for dog-friendly places. And actually, the places that are dog-friendly are very good at making that obvious. And, that's an easy thing. And I think that's right that there are some places that are, and it doesn't mean that every venue has to be. Um, I think, the personal touch is always really appreciated. And I think that starts from the communication from the website. And I know it's, perhaps things that maybe smaller businesses don't have the time or the resources to do, but I think it's really important. And that sort of transparency of, if visitors, travelers leave reviews, then having somebody within the team responding to those and because your word of mouth recommendations and those reviews are really important. And I mean, I think I've been quite lucky in my traveling experience. If I've ever had a problem, I've always had a hotel that's been very responsive and I think the worst thing an industry could be is just, not answer people's complaints or not answer emails, that kind of thing, but that hasn't personally happened to me. So luckily, yeah.
Well, recently there was loads of people are complaining that the responses are taking such a long time, especially during the pandemic. But yeah, it still gets resolved. It might take a little longer, but it does get resolved. But you're totally right in saying that even a small response gives you at least that someone's seen your inquiry or your whatever the problem is. So yeah, very right. And lastly, what comes to mind when I say Venture Beyond?
Well, because we've had some discussions, and I hope very much to become one of your Venture Beyond participants, clients, in the near future. I think it really is that idea of going, beyond just a package you could book on TripAdvisor. And I think, especially coming out of the pandemic, but really any time when you carve out the time for a busy work schedule to go on holiday, you want it to be something amazing. You're going to make these amazing memories with your partner or your friends or your family. And I think, that is more than just going to a package hotel holiday on a Greek island somewhere. And, of course, lots of people like that kind of thing. But for me, I think that name really encourages that idea of a holiday being an adventure, and also going that step further, that it's going to be something that you perhaps didn't expect you were going to find, which is going to help you create those amazing memories.
Excellent. Yeah, that's exactly what we are trying to do, is take you slightly out of your comfort zone, but still make it that much more interesting, and that the holiday to remember.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, and we tailor make our packages according to what your wants are, rather than throwing you with a already set up package and say, look, okay, you want to go to Australia, these are the best things you can do. Rather than knowing what you like, you said eco-friendly hotels. So a package you would not get a ready-made package, which is your want. So that's what we're trying to do, and try and curate something around your needs. So that's very kind of you. Thank you, Bronwen, for being a part of Postcards and Beyond. It's been such a lovely pleasure to speak to you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all next week with another exciting guest. Till then, take care and stay safe. And again, once again, Bronwen, thank you for being part of Postcards and Beyond.
Thank you so much for having me, Bhavni. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.